How I found out about the Widowmaker before it killed me. My name's Tanya and I'm in my third year of heart surgery recovery from double bypass to prevent the Widowmaker heart attack at 47 years old as an Ironman triathlete and just finishing a 24-hour and 12-hour fitness event with called Goruck. So in 2017, 18, 19, I'd go to regular doctor visits and they would tell me that I had high cholesterol. So they would recommend me to go on statins over and over, and I would say, not going to go on statins. I'm just stressed out right now. I have teenagers and I'm not sleeping, I'm not eating well, I just need to lose weight. And of course my cholesterol would go down a little bit each time. They continued to tell me I needed to go on statins, and I said, I did my research and I said, let me get a calcium score exam. So I went and got a calcium score exam, and that also came back at 0, even though, unbeknownst to me, I had the Widowmaker, which I was told I was born with the Widowmaker, and I was probably born with 40% blockage. So there were signs along the way in hindsight, but how did I find out? I went to Florida. I moved from Colorado to Florida, but when I was in Colorado, I was doing these Goruck events that were 12 and 24 hours, and some of them are 12 hours and then 5 hours, so 17 hours back to back. And one thing in hindsight, I noticed I was always the slowest. So I was always the strongest. So I would train for these events, and I would also train for an Ironman in 2008 that was 140.6 miles, where you do a 2.1 mile swim, a 112 mile bike ride, and a marathon, 26.2 mile marathon. By the way, I just did this to lose weight, to be honest with you. I'm an islander, Guamanian, and we just carry extra weight, and I do not have a runner's body or an endurance body. So that's what's really funny about all of this. So also, when I was doing my Ironman, it was really hard to run. Endurance was super hard, no matter how hard I trained, how hard. I was never the fastest. I'm fast when I do sprints, but never like endurance-wise. And so along the way, even in basketball when I was younger, I was a captain of all of my basketball team, my softball team, but I was always outside with like exercise-induced asthma because I was undiagnosed that I had exercise-induced asthma when really I had the Widowmaker. So I go to do a heart checkup. First of all, where did this all start? I moved to Florida as an empty nester, and I come back from all these events that I've done here in Colorado at elevation. I go to the beach to walk on the beach, which is like, a couple hundred feet. And my heart starts beating really fast. And so I'm like, wow, my heart's beating really fast. I don't know what's wrong. I'm just not in shape. So I'm like, I just have to do more. I'm just not in shape. I just have to do more. I just have to lose weight. I have to do more. I have to be better. When it all didn't make any sense because I just moved from Colorado and did these events. So it kept getting progressively worse. And I would always tell my friends, hey, just slow down when we're walking. Slow down. I need to warm up. They're like, this is the warm up. I'm like, really? Like, why is my heart? Like, you guys walk so fast. They're like, no, Tanya, it's the warm up. And crazy enough, while I'm going through these heart issues, I'm also training for another 12-hour fitness event and another 24-hour fitness event. And we're a 24-hour and 12-hour fitness event, plus insane Goruck workouts. So anyways, my heart was beating rapidly. That rapid heartbeat pre-workout, like just warming up, just was getting progressively worse. Like I was like, okay, hold on, you guys, we'll just have to warm up. So it would take me about 15 minutes to warm up, and then I would be fine. I literally could go do 24 hours without stopping, which I did, and do fitness events, or 12 hours with no sleep, carrying 35, 40 pound rucks, lifting hundreds of pounds. But it was always that first initial 30 minutes of warm up. So what I learned is my artery was learning to expand and contract because I had pushed my body so much. So I was also on the verge of a stroke, by the way. Anyways, so I knew something was wrong, but I was kind of not really, I was just thinking I needed to lose weight. So I ended up passing out, taking my groceries upstairs, a third flight of stairs. I was on the second flight, and I pass out and I fall face first, 10 o'clock at night, wake up, and I'm like, whoa, I just passed out. Grab my groceries, run upstairs, and I'm on all fours holding my heart, not thinking I'm having a heart attack. I just thought, again, I was out of shape. I might have been too fat, or I just needed to be better. So my sister-in-law takes me to the ER just in case, and they tell me that I am dehydrated. Nothing's wrong with you. You didn't have a heart attack. You're just dehydrated. So go home, and maybe, they always tell you go see, a heart doctor just in case. Well, at that time, I didn't have great insurance, and so I waited a year later, and I went and got my insurance, and then I went to a routine checkup. And when I went to the routine checkup, I knew that I probably should get a heart exam because of passing out. And I thought, if I tell them that I had the vid, if you know what I mean, because I did have it twice. So I had it once before heart surgery. I told them, hey, I had the vid, and I'm having heart issues. I thought I would be able to get in sooner, which I did. So she asked me, what are your symptoms? And I said, well, my symptoms are, I have rapid heartbeat before I actually start working out. When I start working out, and then it's fine. Like, that's typical, right? Everybody's heart rate goes up when they start working out. Duh. So anyways, I go in, I see the doctor, and they ask me, do you want an MRI or do you want a stress test, which is where you run and they put all these things on you, probes, and they test your heart. I'm like, well, who wouldn't want to see in their heart, right? Who wouldn't? I'd rather do a MRI. So I'm like, if the insurance covers an MRI, let's do an MRI. So we do the MRI. I go on vacation back to Colorado at elevation, go hiking with my daughter. Like, I almost had a heart attack on that hike, looking back. And then I fly back to Florida, and they're like, we know why you are having these symptoms, because you have a 0.02% anomaly. You have, a kind of a kink, right? In your left coronary cusp, I think, going into the main. But what we need to do is we need to have a heart cath, which is where they put in your right artery, they put a catheter and a scope in there to see, and then put dye in there to see if you have clear arteries, if you have heart disease. And sometimes they'll, if you do, they'll put a balloon or a stent in, and they'll do the surgery right there. Otherwise, if you do have like something like I had, the Widowmaker, you have to have bypass surgery, right? And so anyways, they come back out, and then they say, it's your lucky day. You have, the Widowmaker. You have less than 5 years to live. You won't live you won't survive a heart attack, and you need double bypass next week. So going back to how I found out I had the Widowmaker was I went to a routine checkup. I had rapid heartbeat. I also passed out. And I just, in the back of my mind, I'm like, I gotta get that checked out. So I hope this helps anybody that's watching this, especially women. I just thought I was heavier, I was anxiety, like I just needed to be more conditioned. And it turns out I had the Widowmaker. So because I went in and I advocated for myself, also years before, they wanted to put me on statins, and I asked for a heart scoring exam, and they said I didn't have heart disease. I think actually, had they put me on statins back then, I probably would have had a lot of other problems, and I don't know if I would have survived this. The doctor did tell me that it's every day, you're doing really well, it's miraculous you're alive. You're doing really well, it's miraculous you're alive. And wow, how did you do all those fitness events? Like, we don't even know how you did it. You're going to go down in medical journals, right? And so he basically said that my lifestyle of being active, doing the Ironmans, doing the Gorucks, saved my life. So I just want to encourage you, advocate for yourself and ask for a calcium score exam before you go on statins. Listen to your body, go get checked out, see a cardiologist. Don't just, agree to all the meds they're going to put you on. Do your research and keep your heart healthy, cardiovascularly, fiber, less stress, sleep, working out, and happiness. Be happy, because stress and unhappiness can really affect your heart health. So I hope this helps somebody. And by the way, I'm in my 3rd year, and this was the update. I just got my calcium score exam back. It's at 0, and my doctor called and said your CT scan is as perfect as it can be. And those are just, that was music to my ears. I actually cried because my doctors tried to put me on cholesterol meds again, statins. And so I thought maybe my bypasses were failing, or I had disease in the bypasses, or new disease in the other arteries. And that was my 50th year birthday present, that I have perfect heart health even after having the Widowmaker and double bypass. So advocate for yourself and take care of your health. Move more to be more.